Hello guys, we are back again. So finally episode 16. Yeah guys, we are back on the episode 16 of our journey of our playlist. And first is first, if this is the first time you're watching or this is the first time on this channel, guys, I want you to subscribe. All right, don't forget to subscribe, because when you leave without subscribing and you come back, you are likely not gonna have access to this channel again. So if this is your first time, subscribe, like, and put on the post notification for any updates that will come in as we move on in this development journey. So yeah, guys, welcome back to this new episode. Welcome to episode 16 of our Styles app. We started from 0, now we've moved all the way to 16. Wow, that's great. That's great. That's great. Yeah, so you guys, let's get our things set up. Let's get our start set up so that we can start development already. In this episode, we will try to do a lot. Yeah, we will try to do many things so that we reduce the episodes count, because so far so good. We've been doing a lot, but there's been kind of I don't think the development is going as much as fast like how I wanted it to go. So we will do a little bit of talking and then a lot of building in this particular episode. Yeah. Okay, so guys, we don't have enough time to waste, so let's begin development already. Hilton, not remote work. This is just me doing my own thing. Yeah, and tech. Yeah, Modi, thanks very much for the follow. Yeah, guys, so let's run our app already and see what we have, and then what we are going to be doing on the UI. Hilton, do you have a remote work? Are you asking if I'm working on a remote project, or what exactly is it about? So, yeah. Okay, so let's log in. Okay. For a serious remote work, if you're looking for a serious remote work, then you should check this website. The name is We Work Remotely. Yeah, We Work Remotely. Over there you get serious remote works. Yeah. So guys, let's go back to our page and see what we had to do in this particular episode. Yeah. So in this episode, we are building this particular screen, the My Orders screen, where user get to check access, where we show the ongoing orders and all the orders that the user have placed, right? So that is what we are about to do right now, and that is what we are doing right now. So let's design this particular screen and then make sure we finish it as quickly as possible. Yeah, so under this account, right, under account, we are gonna create should we create the views under account? Yeah, the views are under account, so I think we can have it here, right? So let me put it here. Yeah, so under features, we are gonna have this My Orders. Yeah, so let's have something like this. Guys, thank you very much for the follow. Yeah, so we are gonna have the My Orders, right? And then this My Orders, we are gonna use the profile. So profile, and then we call it My Orders like this, and then we import our packages, right? Then we import our packages. Yeah. So after creating this page, all we have to do is to go back to the account screen and link my orders to this particular page here. So under my orders, what we'll do is to navigate here. So navigator dot of context dot push, then we'll specify our route, which is material page route. Put the route in there and then reference it from here. Yeah, guys, thank you very much for the likes. Guys, thank you, and let's reshare as well so that others will have access to what we are doing. Yeah, so now when we click on my orders, we would be navigated to this particular screen. Okay, so inside of my orders, we are expecting to have something like this, and this, and that is what we're about to do. Yeah. So let's go and build my order screen. From there, then we move on to the other stuff. Yeah, so let's go to notifications and pick the AppBar that we have here. Right, it's our own AppBar, so we can use our own AppBar. So in here, we create a scaffold. Then we use the AppBar in here. Guys, thank you very much for the follows. Yeah, thank you all for the follows. And guys, I am also, yeah, if you want to have access to the other videos, if you want to have access to the other projects that we've built over time, you can also go in here, right? You can just search code with Setso. You can just search code with Setso on the other app, right? I don't want to mention the name here. People be like Red App or whatsoever. Yeah, when you go in there, you can just type in the name code with Setso, just like what we have here. When you do that, you'll be able to have access to all the other videos. And also when you get there, don't forget to subscribe so that you have access to other upcoming videos as well. Yeah, so guys, that's just a short commercial break, so let's move on from there. Yeah, so having this, we can go ahead and add some few on stuff, right? You can go ahead and add some other items in here. Thank you guys for the likes. Yeah, so we are gonna pick these actions and then we're gonna add it to this that we have here. Yeah, and we bring in the notifications. So from here we should have something like this, right? So we just have to replace the title. We just have to replace this title with what we have here, which is my orders. Yeah, so we are going to replace the title with my orders. So we will have something like this. Rerun, and then we have my orders. So now after my orders, we are just going to build a button like this. All right, we are just going to build something beautiful like this, and then after this we will build the underlining stuff. Yeah. Okay, I will try find out. Oh. Yeah, back to business. Okay, so we can move on now. Let me put this here, and then what we are gonna have is to call the body of the scaffold single child scroll view child, and then we are gonna have a column as the child. Yeah, after that we will wrap column inside of a padding, right? Thank you guys for the likes and the follows. Guys, don't forget to reshare, yeah, so that other people would have access to what we are doing here. And also don't forget to check the channel, and in there, inside of the channel, you get access to premium videos, beautiful videos, and other apps that we've built over time. So it's heaven, it's golden over there. Yeah, so you can check it out. Just check my bio and enter, then you'll have access to it. Yeah, so from having my orders, we can move on to building this. Yeah, we can move on to building this. So let's build something like that. We're just gonna have a button, and then this background in a container, or that's we're gonna have a row. Maybe let's say we would have a row, the first child, right? So let's put this here. And what name are we gonna give this? Toggle, let's say toggle buttons, yeah, something like this. Yeah, and then we're just gonna have a row. Guys, thank you very much for the follow. Yeah, and then we're gonna have children like this. So this row, we would go ahead and wrap it inside of a pattern, or we can just wrap it inside of a container. And then this container is gonna have a box decoration, right, with a pattern of I think that is like a 16.0. yeah, and then the color of this is gonna be, is it 500? Yeah, the color is gonna be primary 400 with a radius of 10. Yeah, a radius of 10. The padding is 8. The color, what's the color? The color is 400. Okay. Yeah, so let me see. This here is 400. Okay, then the color should be 100. All right. Yeah. Are you using MacBook? Yeah, that's what I'm using. So the color will be AppColors dot 100. Yeah, and then this is it says 8, so we can have something like this as the radius. Then let's go ahead and build the children, right? So the children, we are gonna have two field buttons. We are gonna have two field buttons like this. Yeah, this is Flutter. And then on press of the button, we will just select. So we're just gonna have to do, and then we'll say select BTN or select option. So that's what we are gonna do. And then the child is gonna be app text dot let's confirm what we have as the text. That's like medium 400. Okay, so we're gonna have medium, and then the text is gonna be blah blah blah, and the font size is gonna be 14. Yeah, 14.0. Are you also familiar with Python? I'm familiar, but I've never used it for any real world projects before. Yeah, so this particular option will be ongoing like this. So build, and we have this, and we can have another field button. But before then, let me just finish up with dressing this one. Yeah, so the corner radius is 6, and because of that, we would have to change the style of the button, right? So we are gonna have field button dot style from background color. We would have it as white, and then we'll call the shape, right? And that will be the rounded rectangular border, which border radius of circular, and that should be 6. Yeah, this is Flutter. like this. Yeah, and then we are going to change our app color, which will be app colors dot 900. Yeah, so this is what we are going to get for this particular option. Yeah, and then we can go ahead and build the other option, which would be this one, completed orders, right? So we're gonna have something like the completed orders, and then the color would be 400. Yeah, and then the background will be app colors dot white dot 100, right? Yeah, so app colors 100 will be the background color. So we now have something like this. Yeah, so having this too, what we are going to do is we want the button, right? For the buttons, we want their size to expand and fill up the available spaces inside of this, right? So what we are going to do is to wrap these buttons inside of an expanded widget, right? So we're going to wrap these buttons inside of an expanded widget. Guys, thank you very much for the follows. Yeah, to expand it, and then we are gonna have something like this. Yeah, and then the border radius of this, I don't trust what's that I don't trust what that UI guy gave. So okay, that's for okay, we have to do the border radius of this thing. Yeah, we are gonna have circular border radius, which will be 10. Yeah, guys, thank you very much for the follow. Okay, so we can have something like this. Let me see. Yeah, so boss, are you using Android Studio? What's IDE? Yeah, I am using Android Studio. Yeah, so guys, this is what we have. Looking at the UI, this is what we have: a corner radius of 10 and a padding of 8. Yeah, that is what we have. So let's do that. A corner radius of 10, yeah, and then a padding of 8. Yeah, so after getting this, let me confirm the pattern as well. Let's confirm the button. Do we have to add a little bit of pattern in there, or this is okay? Because it doesn't look okay to me. Let's wrap this inside of a pattern and see what we would get. Like this. Yeah, this looks okay to me. Yeah, so let me confirm this section and then we can move on now. Yeah, so which app are you building? Which app are you building your app? Which app are you using to build your app, or which app are you building your app? No, manual development, yeah, manual coding. Never give up. I am using Android Studio. The Android Studio are the IDE, and then that language to build. Yeah, that's Android Studio, and then Flutter. Yeah, so guys, this is the buttons. This is where we toggle between our buttons, and then in here we are going to create an int, and then we will just put it down here, selected option, right? Selected option is index of 0. Let's assume that is for this button, right? So we would have to toggle between these two buttons, and that is what I want us to do. So what we are going to do here is that for the colors we will do this is selected. Oh, okay, this is okay. What we are going to do is selected option. If the selected option is 0, then that means we've selected this particular button. So we are going to have this, else the color will just be appcolors.400. Guys, thank you very much for the gifts. Thank you for the gift. Did you design the Figma yourself? No, I did not design the Figma myself. I didn't do it myself. Yeah, so we will apply same thing here, but the conditions will change a little. Where is it? Yeah. Oh, guys, I made a mistake. It's not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be here. Yeah, so it's not supposed to be here. We would have to do that from the style. Yeah, the button style. Yeah, this is where we are supposed to do that. So we do this primary white. So if the selected button is this one, then the background color of the button, background color is gonna be white. Yeah, no Android Studio. Yeah, Majesty, this is Android Studio. Yeah, and then we can go back to this button as well, and then we will set same thing here, but we would just try to check if the selected option is 1. Right, so if the selected option is 1, then we can go with this. Best language for mobile. Is it best language for mobile? There's no best, there's no better. There's always the one that fits exactly what you are looking for. So depending on the kind of mobile app that you are building, depending on what you want to have in there, right? Depending on what you want to have in there, this is supposed to be 100. Yeah, it's supposed to be 100. Yeah, so depending on what you are looking for, that is what will determine whether you would be going with this language or that language. So there's no best language, there is only the language that fits what you are looking for. Yeah, so if this is active, if this is 0, then we are going to change the text color as well. So if it is the selected one, then text color 900. Else we're gonna use the primary 400 for the text color. Yeah. So we will go down here and then we will do similar thing to this one. So if this option selected is 1, then we will do this as well. Yeah. So we rerun and it remains the same thing, right? So now when we come down here, what we do is that when we select this button, we will set state, and then the selected option becomes 1. And then when we select this button 2, we will set state, and then the selected option becomes 0. Yeah. Yes, the ID understood isn't the language called. No, the language is Flutter. That. Are you using clean architecture? Yeah, what language are you using, sir? This is that. Yeah. So now we can toggle between the buttons like this, like this, like this, like this. Yeah. Guys, all the questions that you are asking have been answered in most of the videos, right? They've been answered in most of the episodes, and when you check this, right, when you check my profile, you get to have access to all the videos on the other platform, right? This is the episode 16 of what we are building, so you realize that it's been a lot of work so far. It's been a lot of work, and most of the questions have been answered, unfortunately and fortunately. Yeah, so you can just check them out. All the videos are available, and then other ones as well. Good morning from Indonesia. Yeah, so guys, if you check the design, these are all the screens that we are building, and we've already built all those ones. All these ones have already been worked on, right? And currently we are working on this one, my orders. Yeah, so you realize that it's been a lot of work. Yeah, so the next thing we are going to build is this. Yeah, this is the next thing that we are going to build. For this particular one, we can use this a list style to build it, but I would prefer to use a row, because list styles sometimes they just behave anyhow. List styles sometimes just behave anyhow, so I would just want to use row to not find any problem, build my thing and go. And for this particular design, I think we already have something similar. If we move to the screen here, I think the saved items. If you move to the saved items, okay, that is not it. Let's add an item to cart and then check the cart and see if we already have this design. Yeah, so we already have this design here. So I'm just gonna go inside of the cart and then we'll pick this design and change it to fit what we have here. All we have to do is to change some few things here, then that is all. Yeah, here, then that's all. In transit, which is the status of the order, and then this button saying track order. So that's the two things that we would have to change, then we are good to go. Yeah, so let's do this, and then this next session is going to be items. Yeah, so we are going to have that as our items, and then that is all. Okay, so let's go straight to this cart. Yeah, I think the cart screen. Let's go to the cart screen, and then this is build style. So we are just going to pick this particular method. Is it method widget, and then make use of it. So we're going to take a cart product as the argument. Recordings, yeah, the recordings are available on inside of my main channel. Yeah, so when you check my profile, the recordings are available inside of my main channel. Yeah, what did I do? Cupertino. Yeah, why? So let's import the Cupertino icons. And in addition to those recordings, I have a whole lot of other videos, other apps that we've worked on. So you can just go in there and have access to all of them. Yeah, so guys, down here, we are building our tile, right? So we can just do something like build tile. We can call build tile. It is asking for the cart product model, so we can have something like this. Let's make a random stuff for now, and then we can move on with our life. Cart product model. Are we going to use the cart product model? Okay, I think we should try that. And then let's call the product model like this, and then let's say this ID is 4. We are going to do some manual work here. After that, then we move on to making it reactive or something like that. Guys, thank you very much for the follow. So let's say polo t-shirt. Let's assume that is the name, right? And then the price, let's say 23, and then the image we can call on our assets image. Think app assets. Yeah, dot I think dummy image too. Yeah, so we can pick one of this, and then the discount 0. Yeah, so if we should rerun this, let's go to the account screen, my orders. If we should rerun this, this is what we are going to get, right? We are gonna get this, and what we have to do is to move our head and do some few touchings here. So we have this, and then this, and then we check the spacing is 20. So just go here before building the items, you add your constant sized box spacing. Yeah, so 20.0 like this. So we built, and then we have this. Now on top of this, we are going to replace this button with the item status, right? So that's what we are going to do. We replace the button with the status, and that is like medium 10 text on this container with a background of 100. All right, and then this, let's check the border radius. The border radius is 6. Yeah, what are we coding? Oh yeah, it's just an e-commerce product, for a clothing, maybe a clothing brand or your business or whatsoever. It's just that. Yeah, it's not complicated, it's very easy, and that is exactly what we are building. So guys, let's go ahead and make those few changes. So this is this button, and what we are going to do is we can now replace this. We can remove the gesture detector, and we can take off this icon, and let's put it inside of a container. And then we are going to have a decoration, box decoration, right? And then the color of the container, we're going to have the app colors dot 100. That is the color. And then we are going to have the border radius, so the circular border radius, which would be a 10.0 like this. Yeah, and then we are going to have a padding, which will be constant across all edges, 8.0. Yeah, so if we rerun, then we are looking at something like this. Then we will change this icon to a text, so app text dot medium, and then the text is gonna be this, the status whatsoever it is, and then the font size of this text is gonna be is it 10.0? Yeah, it's gonna be a 10.0, and then the color will be 900, and this corner radius is 6. Yeah, so it's 6, and then 10.0, and then the status is in transit. Yeah, so rerun, and then we have this. Yeah, so after building this, we're going to focus on the other one, which is this button which says track orders, right? We are going to build this button saying track orders. We are going to take care of that right now. This one says the padding is 16. This one says the padding is 16. So what we will do is that the container padding, we're going to have symmetric of vertical 8.0 and horizontal 16.0. Yeah, so we are looking at something like this. Okay, then after that, we are going down to this particular section, which is the intrinsic width that we have here. So we are going to pick this particular section, and then we would work on it, right? So guys, thank you very much for the follow. Thank you. Yeah, so we are going to have a field button again. Right? And down there we would be building something like this. So the child is going to be the same app text dot medium. All right, and then the text is going to be this track order. Guys, thank you for following. Thank you very much for following. Yeah, so track order primary 0, yeah, FFF, Yeah, so track order, and then the font size medium of 10. Yeah, like this, and then the color is white. So on pressed we are tracking the orders, right? So on press we track order, to do, track order, like this. So rerun, and then we are gonna have something like this, right? We are gonna have something like this. And the next thing we can do is to design this button to our liking, right? We are going to design this button to our liking, and that is what we would have to do. The border radius is 6, background is this, and this is like the padding, right? Okay, horizontal padding is 84, vertical padding is 16. Yeah. So let's do the styling. Let's do the styling, and then we can move on. So we're gonna have field button dot style from background color will be app colors dot 900, like this, and then the border radius, so we can have the shape rounded rectangular border, and then a border radius of circular. We are gonna have a circular border radius, which would be 6, 6, yeah. So this will be 6. Guys, thank you very much for the follow. Thank you all, I really appreciate it. Yeah, so this is also the button for tracking the order. Guys, thank you for the follow. Yeah, guys, for anybody that is interested in learning mobile application development, for anybody that's interested in learning mobile app development, you can just go ahead and send me a DM. Our mobile development course is starting this September, all right, which is gonna be next week. So if you are interested, you just send a DM, and then we'll go ahead of the processes and how you can sign up for it. Yeah, so let's go ahead and finish up with the rest of those things. Yeah, so we have this, and then we can move on. Yeah, so what do we do? We can move ahead and finish up with this. Guys, thank you very much for the follows. I really appreciate all of it. Thank you very much. Yeah, so what do? We already have these sections, which is the image. We have the image, and then we move ahead to build our first row, which is this, and this is our second row, which is this. So we can just let's try to put a little bit of spacing between these rows, and then we can go ahead with whatever we are doing. Yeah, so let's see if we can have some pretty cool spacing. All right, so what do? Let's increase, yeah, reduce the space, and then increase the height of this container, and it's going to give us something like this. I think that is too much. If we take off this height, then we are going to have something like this. Then we can now bring our spacing, which is this, and this will be, I think, 8.0. Let's try that, and then go ahead. That is confusing, yeah. Don't worry, when you sign up, you get to understand everything. Yeah, so that is confusing. If you do much of OOP, if you are coming from an OOP background, let's say you coming from Java, or let's say some other background like C# and all those things, you get to appreciate that a lot. It's not that complicated, you know. It's not that complicated. Yeah, so that is that, and then we can move on. We can move on with our build. Let me rerun this, and then what do we have? Yeah, so this is what we have. Now we can track our orders, and then we can also check the order status, which is up here. So what we are going to do is to, let's see, reduce that, and then let's see, we have this, and then if we take this off, we have our thing maintained. Guys, thank you very much for the follow. Yeah, so from here, I followed you in aspect to learn some basic coding skills. Oh, crazy. Yeah, that's cool. Welcome to the house. Juicy. Is it Juicy Abrams or Abrams? Yeah, Abrams, thanks very much for the follow and welcome to the house. Yeah, since you are interested, I can tell you that we have a lot of videos, right? There are a lot of videos, more than 130. I think currently we have about 136 or 37 videos, right? And they are all like this: raw coding. We code, we build live, and then if there is any error that we might face, we find our way to fixing it, and we try to understand the basics and everything, the fundamentals of whatever we are doing. So you can just go ahead and check that videos out. Alright, you can go ahead and check that videos out. The link is in my bio, and you can just go on the Red app, the same name, code with Setso. When you type the code with Setso, you have access to it. Yeah, are you planning to open a class? Yeah, my class is even ongoing. All right, so every month I run a cohort where I teach, right? I train people in mobile application development, so you learn that and all those things, the basics, the fundamentals, and almost what you need, all right? The primary stuff that you need to know in getting started and building a mobile app. I teach you all those things. So the August cohort is almost over, and the September one is starting hopefully next week. So if you're interested, you can send a DM. I will take you through the sign up process and how you can get started. It's paid. It's paid, by the way, so you would have to pay for that. Yeah, where you learn to code. Yeah, for coding, yeah, I did software engineering. I offered software engineering in my level, my tertiary level. Yeah, so I offered software engineering. Afterwards, I just work with a lot of some few companies, and personally I've been doing a lot of research and building. So yeah, it's a mix of a lot of things. Yeah, it's a mix of everything. Yeah, so let me do this. It's just a mix of everything, so yeah. Wrap this inside of a pattern and use only bottom. Yeah, so now we can have something like this. Let me generate more than this. Yeah, so these are the items, and also the statuses. The statuses are different. We have on transit, peaked, in transit, peaked, and those things. So I think we can also change that. We can also change that status. But before then, what we can do is to use ref dot watch. Right, ref dot watch. We've talked about ref and all those things already. So if you missed that particular episode, you can check the episode 14. Yeah, you can check the episode 14, and you have access to how you can make use of ref and what ref is. All those things you can check out episode 14, and you should have access to it. Yeah, so ref, and then what we are reading is products. Yeah, all products. Yeah, all all payment methods. We are supposed to take the product, and I'm talking about payment methods. So let's go to our home screen. Where is our home screen? Yeah, so models and product model. So let's move all the way to the home screen. Okay, so guys, we would have to create this one, a provider. All right, we would have to create a provider for all these products, just like how we did for the payment methods, right? So let's just do that on the home screen right now, then we can move on, right? So we can have providers for the home screen, this, and we move ahead and create the file. So we can create all products. Yeah, all products provider. All products provider. I think we can also use the items that we add in the cart, right? So what we can do is to use the items that we add in the cart, because the elements that we would need here have to be elements that have been added to cart and have been processed, right? The order that have been placed and all those things, those are the elements we need here. So what we would rather do is to change this from all payment methods to, I think, cart items provider. Yeah, so if we rerun this, then we are going to have this. These are the two items that we have in the cart. Yeah. So having this, we can move on with the other stuff. We can move on and work on the other stuff. Yeah, so we have ongoing and then completed items, ongoing and completed. Yeah, so what we would have to do is that we have to use PageView. We need two screens in here. We need two screens that we can use to display this and also display the items that have been completed. But what we are going to do is that we need this particular screen, which is no ongoing orders, or the screen that we show when there are no orders. So to do that, we will just dedicate one of the screens, all right? Maybe the completed screen, we will dedicate it to this one, right? And then we would use the ongoing screen to do this, so that we will have the two designs. Yeah, so let's go ahead and then do that. Yeah, so what we are going to be doing on the screen, what we are going to be doing on this particular screen is to create a page view, right? So this toggling is not going to be inside of scroll view again. It's not going to be inside of single child scroll view, so we can take it off. And this first item, after this first item, we are going to create a page view, and that is what we will use to host this particular element, right? So let's cut this as well, and then let's create a page view. So page view, it's a widget that we can use to display elements, right, in a page form. In a page form. So we just use it to separate the elements and put them inside of pages as as that. Yeah, so page view. Yeah, so we are going to make use of the page view widget, and then that should be it. Yeah, so we have screens under accounts. Which screen are we working on? We are looking at the my orders screen. Yeah, so inside of my orders, we would have views. Yes, we would have views, and then the first view is going to be this ongoing orders, right? So we are going to have ongoing orders like this, and then let's create a profile widget and call it ongoing orders, and do our necessary imports. Yeah, our necessary imports, and then we move on with our live. Yeah, to go down, and then we are going to pick this particular section, right? We are going to pick from the ref, and then we would go ahead to the ongoing orders. And what we are going to do is that we are going to replace this with a column, right? And the children, then we drop this. So we import our provider, and also we are going to import this build item, right? So let's take this off and replace this with yeah, so let's replace the product with the product. Guys, thank you very much for the follow, and thank you for the likes, the reshares, and everything. Yeah, so we go in here, we'll go in here, and then we'll drop this here. Yeah, so we import our cat model like this, and then we can call this as cat item, which is a product. Then we would move on and import our app colors, and also we would move on and import this app text. Yeah, so now when we come here, rerun this, and we would have nothing. And because we are using PageView, we have to wrap this, right? We would have to wrap this inside of expanded like this. Yeah, so we would have to wrap it inside of expanded to display its child. So PageView takes a list of widgets which we can create here, right? So final list of widgets, we can have this, and then we will call pages, right? Let's say these are the pages or the views here, and then we have something like this. Yeah, so in here we'll just specify the pages that we want to use, and replace it with the children here, right? So we are gonna have this as pages. Yeah, and in here we would have the page that we've created, which is the ongoing widget, ongoing stuff. So we are gonna have this as our ongoing orders. So now on the screen, which is the second screen, we literally have no child, but I'm about to do that. Yeah, so let's say after ongoing we have another page which is like this. No item. Yeah, so let's say we have the no item page like this. When we rerun, what do we even have? What are we going to do after we rerun? Let me run from the top. Yeah, to get started, log in cws@gmail.com, and then in here we enter our password and then log in. So you log in. On this my orders, there is no item, so let's go add some 2-3 items to the cart so that we can have some elements to work on. Let's go to home and even add some things from here. Yeah, so inside my orders we now have this, and then when we move here we can see that now down here there is no item. Guys, thank you very much for the follow. So down here there is no item, and what we are basically going to do is that when we can switch between this, right? We can just swipe left and right to show this the respective screens, and then we can also toggle between this to show those screens, right? So let's go ahead and work on the toggle feature so that we can toggle between the screens, clicking on ongoing or completed. Yeah, so what we are going to do is we already have the selected option, right? Selected option, so we would go straight to creating a page controller, right? So let's create a final page controller and call it this controller, and then that will be an instance of this page controller. Yeah, so after building that, you will just go to the page view and put this in there. Yeah, so you go to the page view and then you put this in there. Now what we are basically going to do is that when we click on the button, we will set the selected option, and then afterwards we would navigate the page to the selected option, right? Is that React Native? No, this is Flutter. Yeah, this is Flutter. Yeah, so from here we just call our controller dot jump to page, and then we will specify the page that we want it to jump to, so the selected option. And then in here we will do similar thing here, so we can call the controller dot jump to page, and then we can call the selected option like that. So when we assuming we rerun and do this, we should be able to change the pages. Yeah, so now you see that we can toggle between this and this, this and this, this and this. Now you realize that if we swipe, the toggle is not changing. All right, the button color is not changing. So that is the next thing that we would have to do, where when we swipe we'll change this here, when we swipe we will change this back. Yeah, so let's go and do that right now. So PageView has on change, I think, yeah, onPageChanged function, which holds this one, which has the index, right, the changed index callback as a callback data. So we can just have onPageChanged, and then in here it normally gives an index when the page is changed. So what we will basically do is that we will set states, and then we will set the selected option to be the index. So now when we change the page, the selected option should be that index. So now you see we can either swipe and then it reflects here, or toggle, and then that also works as well. So what we are gonna have, let's use this items, right? Let's use this completed item to build what the no item label or placeholder. Yeah, so we'll use that to build a placeholder. So let's move ahead and create another screen and call it completed orders, right? So let's call this completed orders, and then in here we would create a profile, all right, a consumer stateful widget, and call it completed orders. So let's import material and also import riverboard. Yeah, so in here we are basically going to create return one thing, right? So we are going to return center child, and then the child is going to be this no items widget. We've created this widget in, I think, episode 8. We created this widget inside of episode 8 or something like that. So I think that is what we'll be using. Why don't use? Nah, I don't use. Yeah. I don't use. So app assets, and then app assets, then what are we going to pick? We are using this box, I think, the duotone, right, the box icon. And then the title is going to be this, no ongoing orders. So that is going to be the title. So we would have something like no ongoing orders, like this. And then the subtitle is going to be, you guys, thank you very much for the reshare. Thank you for the reshare. Yeah, so in here we are gonna say you don't have any ongoing orders at this time, right? So the subtitle is just gonna be, you don't have any ongoing orders, and then we'll break the line like this at this time. Is it by this time or at this time? Let me see. Yeah, okay, so we can just rerun this, and then let's go and add the screen inside here. Yeah, so let's come down and add this as completed orders. Yeah, so we can just rerun so that will propagate, and then we make use of it. Yeah, so let's do some few stuff, then move on. Yeah, so we have our app, and then log in. So let's say the email, let's go with setso@gmail.com, and then we're gonna have our password here. Then we log in. Let's add some few items to cart so that we can have them on the screen. Yeah, I teach in private, very private. Yeah, I teach in private, very private. And we are starting the next session, right? We are starting the next cohort, which is September. This September, next week, we are starting the next cohort. So you can just go ahead, and send an EM, and then that's great. I'll respond as soon as we are done with this live. Sure, I will do that. I'll do that. Yeah, so guys, as you can see, this is what we've done, ongoing orders, and this is what we've done. Yeah, so what we want to do is that, although this is what we want to have, the orders that we have here, it's supposed to be completed orders. We are supposed to have completed orders, and if there is no completed orders, then we can have this. Yeah, so to do that, right now we don't have a completed order state, so we can basically hold this, we can have this in here for now. But on the ongoing orders, if we happen to clear every item from the cart, then that means we wouldn't be having any ongoing orders, and our screen will remain this way. So what we want to do is to pick this, right? We will pick this no items widgets, and then we would go ahead inside of my ongoing orders. Yeah, so inside of ongoing orders, what we will do is that we will first check if there is no item, right, inside of the provider. So for the provider that we are using to fetch the items, if there's no item, then we will show the ongoing orders. If there's no item, then we will show the box, which is the placeholder, this one, else we show this, right? So let's go ahead and do that. So what we are going to do is ref.watch, and then cart items provider dot is empty, right? So if this is empty, then we are going to show this no items, else we show this, which is the column, the data. Yeah, so let me do this, and then we can move on. Yeah, so import app assets, and then we should be good to go. So now we are saying that if this is empty, show this no ongoing orders, right? No ongoing orders. And then on this completed screen, we can say that no completed orders. Yeah, so let's have something like that and see. Yeah, so yeah, so this is basically what we are doing. This is basically what we are doing. So if we should go back and add items into our cart, if we should go back and add a few items into our cart, let's say we have a regular fit. Do we have anything like that? Okay, Nike, Puma, okay, V-neck, yeah. So let's add this and then go in here. Now we can have some orders, this, yeah. So now this is okay. If we are hitting a back end, if we were to be picking data from a back end, this is basically how all the flows are going to look like. Yeah, so my orders have been worked on. We done my orders, which is this. So we can push it aside a little and track orders. Yeah, so this particular screen here, we can't make use of this, right? This is not something that we can make use of. It's just a normal image. On a normal, we have to use something like we need like a Google map or a map that to show this, right? That we can use to show this. So that is why I'm wondering if I have to build only this and leave this, because same thing happened here and we kept it for later because of the map issue. Yeah, so we can I guess we can keep it for later, but this is how the completed orders looks like. This is how the completed orders looks like. So I think we can go ahead and just do the completed order screens, right? We can do the completed order screen so that we would, what's that? Yeah, so we can do the completed orders and then from there we would move on, right? So let's go and finish with completed orders too, because we are not done. We did only ongoing. Now let's do completed. Yeah, so let's do completed orders. So inside of completed orders, we would need something similar. Right, we are going to need something similar, which is where is the ongoing orders. Yeah, so we would need this, which is the tile. So we can have the tile down here and keep it for the work of the Lord. Destiny, thank you very much for the follow. Guys, thank you for the follow. We have more of this. All right, we have more of this inside of the bigger channel. So you can just click on my bio, go in there, and then you have access to it. Guys, thank you all for the follows. Thank you. Guys, do you know if everybody reshare this, we might end up having about 100 people in the live. Imagine you reshare, then we get two. We end up having more than 100. Yeah, so let's continue to orders and then completed orders. Yeah, so let's build the completed orders style, right? We are going to do basically same approach. Oh. Guys, so we are going to use same approach. Let me put this here. On the ongoing orders, we are going to use same approach inside of this one. We would make use of the ref and check if the cart item, we want to use the cart item for this particular section too. So we check if the cart item have blah blah blah, then we move on and do our thing, right? Yeah, so import the cart items provider and then we are good to go. Yeah, so let's go ahead and finish up with our thing. So rerun, and then this is what we have, but according to the UI, this is going to change into a text, which would be saying completed, and then a background, something like that. So instead of this that we have here, this in transit, we're gonna change this to completed. And then the color, right, the color would also change, so we can use the success green color. So app colors dot success green, like this. So rerun, and then you have this completed. And after that, what are we gonna do? Guys, sorry. Yeah, so after that we're gonna have this. We are gonna have this. Yeah, so we have this as completed, and then the background color of this is gonna be a percentage, a fraction of this, which is like 10% of the success green, right? So we can have our success green dot with values alpha dot 1. Yeah, so that should give us the 10%. Yeah, so after getting something like that, the next one is for us to do this button, which is leave a review, right? So on the button, we are gonna have this as leave a review, like this. Yeah, so now when a user clicks on the button, right, when a user clicks on the button, we are opening this bottom sheet, right? We are opening this bottom sheet. But before then, let's go ahead and also build this particular section, which is going to be the star followed by the reviews. Is that going to be like the actual reviews, like the total reviews, or just what you gave? I don't know. 4.5, so that's like the overall reviews, right? So okay, then I think I can also do something like that. But it looks like this particular button, I feel like we've already got it on one of the screens, right? I think we have it on one of the screens, which is it this? Yeah, I'm not sure. So we would have to go back and build it. Yeah, so let's go to my orders completed and do that. Yeah, so we are going to comment out the other one, or what we can do is that I can just use the status or the index of the item to decide the button to show, right? So what I'm going to do is that this field button is okay, so we can copy it, comment this particular one out, because we are about to build another one. So let's comment the first one and then have this second one. And for this one, we are not going to have a background color for it, so the background color is basically going to be something like a white. And then what we will do is to give it a border radius and some few skirmishes so rebuild, and then we have this, and what we can do is side, border side, and then the color for the border side. Guys, thank you very much for the follow. Right, so the border side is going to be 100, and then we would have something like this. Yeah, so we'll have something like this for the border side, and the color, we're not going to worry right now about that. Thank you very much for the follow. So what we are going to do is to create a row, right? Let's create a row, children. Then we can have children in this row. We are going to have this text, and then this text would be like, let's say 4.5 rating, 4/5 rating, something like that. So let's do colors. Let's do app colors, and then give it a 900, right? Papito, and Shu and Sunday and everybody, thank you for the follow. Sorry I can't pronounce your names or I can't mention your names. Yeah, but thank you very much for the follows. Yeah, so from there we're gonna have the star followed by the ratings, so 4.5/5, and then we'll move on from there. So let's say the rating is like this. Let's say the rating is 4.5 rating slash this 5. So we have something like this, 4.5 5. Guys, if you can't see the image clearly, if you can't view the full sized screen, yeah, I know on TikTok it's not full like the other app, right? So in here, right, when code with Setso on the other app, when I say the other app, you know, the other popular app where we keep videos and all those things, where you go and watch your favorite people, your favorite celebrities and those things. So yeah, you can just go same name, code with Setso. You can even search inside of your Google search bar, just type code with Setso, and then you have access to the video. I'm live right now, so you would have access to it and then you can enjoy it. And don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, so let's do this, and then we are going to create the other element, which is going to be this icon. Right, so let's create this icon, which is the other element. Yeah, so icon, and then we're gonna have this as a star, and color we set, we give it color, app colors. We have app colors, and then dot yellow. So primary yellow, we're gonna have something like this, and just reduce the size a little. Yeah, so we can reduce the size a little, which we can drop it down to 18. I think 8 and 16 should. Yeah, so we have something like that, and then we just have to put a spacing in between them, right? So we just have to put a spacing in between them, then we should be good to go. Yeah, guys, thank you very much for the follow. Yeah, size box, and then we are going to use the width, and the width is going to be an 8.0. Thank you very much, my boss. Thank you, my boss. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, so okay, so thanks very much for the gifts. Yeah, so this is for the other button too. So this is the button that we show. Let me put this here as a to do, right? I will say that show when user has added his review, right? And then we can show the other button when user is yet to add review. So this is has added, and this is has not whatever. Yeah, so we are gonna take this, we'll hide this because we don't want to show it now. So we will hide this, and then we show the previous one because we need this one to build our next widget, which is going to be the bottom sheet, right? Yeah. So now if a user want to leave a review, what he has to do is to click here, which is leave review. And when you click on leave review, we are expected to show this bottom sheet, right? This here, this that you see is called the bottom sheet, right? It's another page or another widget that rises on top of your widget from the bottom of the screen, and it's called the bottom sheet, right? So so this is what we would build right now, as quickly as possible, then we move on. Guys, thank you very much for the follow. search code with Setso, and you can also join us through the other platform where we put videos, long videos, and it's red. Yeah, so you can join me through that one. Just search the name code with Setso. We are live right now, and then you'll have access to it. Yeah, so guys, let's do this quickly before our time holds our neck. Let's see, after all this, we have like some other designs to work on: my details, notifications, fax, and help, customer service, logout. Oh, we have all this, man. Yeah, so let's go down and straight into it. Let's go down and straight. That sounds some way. Go down and straight into it. Thank God I didn't say this in my office. Thank God I didn't say this in my office. Like, the boys will come for my neck. Yeah, so to do that, when we click on this, we are gonna show bottom sheet, right? So what are we gonna do? Let me see. Is it scaffold? Scaffold something. Show bottom sheet. Yeah. Let's use a show modal bottom sheet, right? And then let's move on with it. So show modal bottom sheet, and then we are gonna have this. So the builder is gonna take a function widget, whatever. It will take the build context, and then what? Yeah, it will take the build context. So we can, I think, yeah. And then in here, let's return a text, and inside of the text, let's say add review. Yeah, for now. Yeah, so rerun, and then when we click this, we will now show this bottom sheet, which is saying add review. Yeah, so you can see it is there saying add review. Yeah. After that, what we are gonna do is the bottom sheet, we would have it as a column widget. So the children are gonna be like this. But before that, let's wrap this column inside of a widget, which will be the intrinsic width, or we can just set the main axis size to mean, which means the column size is supposed to be the size of its children, right? So rerun this, and then we have this. Yeah, so from here we can check the first child of the column, but before then, the bottom sheet, let's show this one, show drag handle, which would be true. So the drag handle of the bottom sheet is this. This is the drag handle of a bottom sheet. Yeah, so rerun, and then we are gonna have something like this, and you can see the drag handle. Yeah, and afterwards, what's next? We have shape. We have a whole lot of stuff that we can use, right? So we can add constraints, box constraints, and the mean width is going to be double dot infinity, and let's rerun and then see. So now we have this. The ID name, this is Android Studio. This is the Android Studio IDE. Yeah, so now we have our bottom sheets, as you can see. Yeah, and now the next thing we are going to do is I think the background color. Yeah, so we can set the background color to white. And then when we run, this is what we have. Thank you very much for the gifts. Yeah, so now this is what we have. Yeah, so we can move on and then build the other things that we need inside of our bottom sheet. Yeah, so we are going to have this, which is a row, leave review, which is a semi-bold of 20, and it's going to be followed by this cancel or close icon. Yeah, then we can have them. inside of a row, right? So let's go ahead and start the first child. Guys, thank you very much for the follow. Hey bro, is it okay to watch YouTube YT tutorial? Apply instantly on VS Code? Nay. Hey bro, is it okay to watch YT tutorial? Then apply instantly on VS Code. Oh, I'm a little bit confused, but can you please restructure? Because I'm a little bit. If you are asking for a tutorial on how to now I'm going to assume what it's saying. So if it's about a tutorial on how to run Android Studio on VS Code, then I haven't done any tutorial on VS Code, but in there you have tutorials on how to create your emulator, install Flutter and all those things in Android Studio. So if it is about that, I think there is a tutorial inside of the channel. So when you jump in here, write the name code with Setso and then you have access to the channel. If it's not that, then I would want you to rephrase so that I get exactly what you meant. Yeah, so guys, back to this reviews. So the first child we are going to create here is a row, and this row is going to be children, and then the first child will be this, which is a semi-bold of 20, right? So we can just add app text and then the semi-bold, right? And then the text is going to be, I think, is it leave review, like this? Leave a review. Okay, so it's going to be leave a review like this, and then followed by that we would have an icon. Yeah, and this icon is going to be the close icon like this, and let's check the size of this icon, 24. Okay, and then the color of this close icon is going to be app colors dot 900, right? And if we run this, these two elements are going to be sitting just right after each other, so we want to put a space between them, which is main axis alignment, then space between. So now if we run this, we are going to have something from here and here, right? And that is that. But before we move on, we need I want to build an e-commerce website. Do you think I can learn through watching YouTube tutorials? Yeah, you can. If you want to build it for a business, then you would have to do more than just a YouTube tutorial. But if you want to build and maybe just to learn something or to sharpen your skills, then yeah, you can use YouTube tutorials. If it's for a client, a business, then I don't think tutorial will be that exhaustive, which covering every feature that you might need. But yeah, you can follow that. If it is an e-commerce app, then you can follow this tutorial, because for this one it started from the top to the bottom, but even this is not so exhaustive, so you still have to do other things yourself. Yeah, okay, then that is okay. Yeah, I want to learn only the online ordering management system retail, similar to what you are doing. Will ChatGPT help? I'm not sure. I'm not sure it can help you that much. Although, yeah, it can. It's capable of building everything you need, but I can't tell. Yeah, it's all draws down to how you are going to prompt it and how you do it. Yeah, I want to learn only the online ordering management system. Only that. You would have to do more than learning only. You need to understand everything underlining what's that system, the architecture, the way it's being structured and everything. So you would have to learn more than only that. Yeah. Guys, thank you very much. Let's go ahead and build your thing. How do you improve your logic and how to become better as a programmer? Do you have any tips for me? For logical thinking, you have to do a lot of coding. If it comes to the skills, maybe just the syntaxes and everything, that one is you trying to build projects. So for syntaxes, practices, and maybe good practices and stuff, you build more projects. But for logical thinking, it's best you deal with data structures and algorithms. So you can use lead code to help you with that. Yeah, guys, so let's build before we continue with the questions and answers. Yeah, so inside of this, we would wrap, you can see that our items are hidden inside of the button, right? So of the screen. So we would have to wrap this in a padding with all edges around the 24. So rerun this and then we would have something like this. Yeah, but we are looking at only this horizontal sections, right? So we can have something like this. Then this. Yeah, so after that, we can move on to adding the rest of the stuff. And after adding them, our elements should now be visible on our screen. So from here, the next thing is this divider. The next thing is this particular divider, right? And we are gonna get it just by doing this. We can have a divider. And the first thing we will do is to set a color. So app colors dot primary 100 and rerun this. We are gonna have our divider here. But after that divider, the next thing we want to do is to check the spacing between this divider and the items. Do we have it there? Oh no, it don't give us any spacing. No gap, no spacing, no nothing. Yeah, but let's wrap it inside of this pattern. And then give it a symmetric pattern, horizontal, vertical, which will be 10.0. Guys, thank you very much for the follows. Yeah, so if that is for the divider, then we can go on and build this. How was your order? Please give your order and please give your rating and also your review. Yeah, so we are gonna have this. How was your order? Semi-bold of 16. And the one that follows will be a regular of 14 and primary 500. Yeah, so after this, let's just build a small column, small sized box with a child of a column. Right, I just want to separate the items, and then the children would be the app text dot semi-bold of 16. So the text will say, the text was saying that how was your order, like this. And then the font size was I think 16, yeah. And then the color was the app colors dot 900. Yeah, so this is what we would have. How was your order, blah blah blah. And we will make sure, we have to make sure it's aligned to okay, let me do this so that you guys will have a would see what we are doing, right? So let me have something like 40 so that we can see you can see what we are doing. Guys, thank you very much for the reshare. Yeah, so how was your order? And we need this to appear here, so we can just go ahead and change the cross-axis alignment of this column to start. So rerun this and then we would have something. How was your order? Yeah, and in doing this in a very good way, what I can do is that inside of this big column, just after its children, which is column and then children, yeah, so at the very far end we can leave a spacing, right? So leave a space below. Yeah, so we can have this, and then we move ahead and have a constant size box. So we can have a constant size box with a height of 40.0, and then we should now have something cool like this. Yeah, so how was your order? And then the text that follows is basically asking a question that what do you have to say? And that text is a regular text, and the colors were primary 500 and the size was 14. Yeah, so if we should check, it is regular of the size 14 and the colors primary 500. So it says, please give. Watching YouTube and understand per line really helps me to be better. To become better, watching YouTube alone is not enough. You have to read documentations, and to become better, you have to build a lot of projects. You have to build a lot of products, and you have to read documentations as well. That's what makes you better. YouTube is just giving you a fraction, not even a fraction, just a little piece of an entire cake. So if you want to have if you want to be part of the cake, or you want to have a cut from the cake, then you would have to do more than just watch videos. For practical understanding, you can watch the videos, but if you want to get better, videos will not be enough. Yeah, so we have please give your rating and also your review. Okay, that's going to be the text down here. So we would have something like please give your rating, and also, so I always tell my people that, hey, the videos are for you to watch and get motivated to do more. And if you are ready to do more, please make sure you read a lot. That is why I always want to do my videos live. I used to record and then post, then I realized that no, maybe when I am doing it live, people will get to ask questions, I would face errors, and I'll try to solve it. And all those things are practical things that happens when we are building apps in the real world. So I just decided to just go live so that people would have this feel of what goes on. Yeah, W3 school is good. But yeah, it's good. Most of us, I still read some things from W3 schools. So yeah, it's good. Yeah, so guys, let's go ahead and build this section 2, which is the review box, right? So let's build the review box. What's the spacing between this and this? Do we have a gap in there? What is the gap? No gap, so I have to assume once more. Sad. Yeah, so let's go ahead and build the stars. 24. Okay. Yeah, so just below these items, we are going to build another one, which would be a row, and then inside of this row we are going to have children. All right, we are going to have children, and this children is going to be a list dot generate, and then we are generating 5 children, and each children is going to have an index of this, and then we'll return a icon. We return an icon which is going to be a star. The star. Yeah, so after doing this, the UI says that the size is supposed to be 24. Right, so the size is going to be 24.0 with a color of app colors dot yellow, primary yellow. Yeah, so this is what we are gonna have, and because there will be okay, let me build it so that I'll show you. Yeah, and because they are aligned this way, we would have to set the main axis alignment of the row to be in the center. So rerun, and then we would have them in the center. But before then, we have to put a little spacing between the icons and this, which is this vertical space in between this and this, equal space. So what we will do is use a padding, symmetric, vertical, and 16 to take care of that spacing. Yeah, so now we have something this way. Yeah, and in here, all the icons are supposed to be clickable, right? All the icons are supposed to be clickable, and to do that, we would have to do some few manipulations, which I am not ready for. So what we are supposed to do is that when you click on this, maybe the third icon, the following 1, 2, 3 are supposed to be highlighted yellow, right? So let me finish. When we are done and there is a time, then we can do that quickly. Else, if there is no time, then we would have to do it in the next episode. Yeah, so icon, and then we are gonna have unpressed, and then this would be this. Yeah, so to do mark selection. Yep, so after bringing the button in, this is what we are gonna have, and the button is adding that spacing to itself, which is too much. So because of that, we are gonna use this called inkwell, and then this will be on top, and then this will change to child. The spacing is too much, and so we are going to use inkwell so that we can maintain the old spacing, and yet we can still do our click. Maybe what we would have to do is to just wrap this, right? Is to wrap the icons, the inkwell is to wrap it inside of padding with symmetric of horizontal 8.0. So we're gonna leave a little space. I think that is even too much. Let's check the space that's left between these two. What's the spacing between this? This is 20. So okay. So if we should go up here, where is the row? The icon section. Where are the icons? Yeah, this is supposed to be 20, like this. And then when we come here, this is 16. Okay, then we can make use of the icon button. If it is 16, then we can make use of the icon button. Yeah, unpressed. Yeah, and then this should be icon. Yeah, then we have something like this. Thank you. Raddy, is it Raddy? Code Love. Thank you, Code Love. Thank you for the reshare. Yeah, so we can have this, and then we'll take off the padding now. Yeah, and I think it should be according to the UI. Yeah. So after having that, the next thing we are going to do is this input field, right? Thank you for that. Thank you for the follow. We are going to have this input field, right? So let's do that quickly. I think we already have a lot of input fields, so rebuilding is going to be like, why do we have this? And we'll have to do it all over again. Let's just go pick one of our input fields and make use of that. Right, and we have input fields on most of the screens. Inside of checkout, we have this. Right, inside of checkout, we even have this. So we can go to the checkout screen and then pick the input field from there. On top of placeholder, we have the input field, the place order, and on top of place order, we're supposed to have our input field. On top of this, we're supposed to have our input field. Which one is it? Yeah, this is it, text form field. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, hello. What's up? Yeah, so having this, we can just put it right below this. Yeah, so text form field, and then this, and then we are gonna add this as we are gonna add the T, and then let's import the Cupertino icons. So if we should rerun, let's go back to our screen. If we go to my orders and we try completed and do this, then this is what we are gonna have, right? We are gonna get this, and we can do more. How long did you study Flutter? Very long. I've been writing Flutter apps for a very long time now, which is like roughly 6 years. Yeah, roughly 6. I've been writing for a very long time. Then this is going to be write your review, right? So our input, our hint text is going to be write your review, like this. Yeah, to write your review, and then this is what we are going to have. And then after this, the next thing we will do is to add this max lines or min lines, right? The minimum lines, we can add that in here. I think, is it inside of the decoration or outside of it? Yeah, outside of the decoration. So min lines, I think we can have like 4. Yeah, and then we can set the max lines to 8. I think 8. Yeah, so now we can have something like this, just as this one. Yeah, so after this, let's add a function to this particular button. Do you also use AI, bro, for time management? Now, I've so far with the apps that I've been building, I've never fall behind time, so I mostly just write my code. Yeah, so in this role, what we are doing is to make this inside of a gesture detector, or we can have it inside of an inkwell, right? And then on top of this, we basically just want to pop the screen, right? So navigator dot of this context dot pop. Yeah, so that's basically what we want to do. Are you also using Windows or Linux? I am using Mac. Yeah, so that is that. But after the on tab, we want to set a border radius, which will be circular of 50, so that should have it as round. So leave a review, and then this, like this. Yeah, so leave a review, and then we can close with this. Yeah, so after that, the next thing we want to do is, by the way, how many texters do you have? A lot. A lot, yeah. Yeah, guys, thanks for the follow. A lot. Yeah, so after here, let's add the button. Let's add our final button. We can actually pick this leave a review. Please, which programming language are you using? Yeah, this is Dart. This is Dart. I'm using the Dart programming language. Yeah, so let's see. This button says submit. Let me check the text. The text is a medium of 16. Yeah, okay. So the text is a medium of 16. Messi will do like this. Yeah, so from there, what are we gonna do? The button. Yeah, so the button is I want to build it from bottom. So let's do it together. I have several of them of the same button that I can pick, but I just want to do it, and then yeah, so to do, and then this is gonna be let's say, what's the name, what's the text? Okay, submit review. Yeah, so this to do is to submit the review, and then the child is going to be this text. But before the child, let's do the styling, right? So the style, then we'll use the fill button styling. We'll use the fill button dot style from, and then the background color will be the app colors dot 900, and then the shape, right? So we can do the shape, which will be the rounded border with a border radius of circular circular what, I think 10. Yeah, 10. No, let me confirm. Yeah, 10. All right, so radius as 10. Yeah, then after that we would have the child, which would be app text dot medium. What is that? Yeah, medium, and then the text is gonna be, let me see, submit, and the color would remain white, but I think it has a size which is 16. Okay, so we're gonna have a font size of a 16.0 for the text. But one thing is, if we should run this, the button will show, but it's gonna be very small like this, and then we have to extend it or expand it to reach the other side of the screen, right? But before that, let's also set the spacing between the button and then this, which is a 16.0, right? So we can do this before the button. We can have our constant our size box for sizing with a height of 16.0. Yeah, so we can have this before our button. Now rerun, and then we are looking at something like this. Okay, that is our submit, and we have to add another thing, which is going to be the padding for this button, right? So the padding is a 16.0, which means the text has to be wrapped inside of padding with with this of 16. Yeah, so if we should rerun, now our button will look okay. But before then, after that, we would want it to also extend to this side of the screen, and in doing that, we only have to wrap the button, which is the field button. We would wrap it in a row, and then wrap it again inside of expanded. So the row makes it align horizontally, and then expanded forces the child, which is the button, to extend to the available space, to extend and fill the available space inside of the row. So if we should rerun, and this is what we are going to have. Yeah, so we can enter our review and say this is the review like this, and then from there we can just submit, then that's all. Yeah, so on submit, the other thing, hey bro, is this HTML? No bro, this is that. Guys, thank you very much for the follow. Yeah, no bro, this is that. Yeah, so in there for now, what we want to do is to pop the bottom sheet when we click on submit, just like this one. Yeah, or we can just have it like this. When we submit, it do nothing, so we can have it this way. Yeah, so that guys, that is that for the my orders, right? That is that for the my orders, and let's take another look at the screen. Yeah, so that is that for the my orders. I think the small thing that we would want to do, the little thing that we would want to do is to just show this pattern and show this one as well, right? So what how I want us to do that is to just set where is this item. Yeah, this is the product, this is blah blah blah, this is the blah blah blah, and right from the rest of the stuff. Yeah, so leave a review, blah blah blah. What is the item, guys? Thank you for the follow. Yeah, so for this button, yeah, thank you. Yeah, so for this button, we can now hide this one, and then what we would do is to just write some check, right? We can just write some check to just hide and show the button, hide one and show one. So you know, one is supposed to be like the reviews, right? The reviews that the user have done, the review you've added, and then one is supposed to be the leave a review. So if you already leave a review, then the button is supposed to that's down there, it's supposed to look like this. If you are yet to leave if you are yet to leave a review, you have leave review. If you've gotten or written your review or submitted your review, then you have this, right? So what do we do? How do we get that? I think these items have a particular distance. So what I'm gonna do is to, since I'm using this one to do it, this column, since I'm using this to do it, I think I can create an index. Yeah, guys, thank you very much for the follow. So I think I can use index in doing this, right? So I can use index to achieve this, which means I would have to take this off, and then I would send this to list.generate, right? So we will change this from this to list.generate, and then the width is going to be ref.watch, and then it's going to be cut items dot length, right? Cut items dot length, and then the generator, we can have our index here, and then in here we can just return this. Yeah, so that has given us a chance to make use of index. Yeah, but before then we can also have this one, final product. Yeah, and then that would be equal to ref dot watch cut items, and then we specify the index here. Whoa. Okay. I think item at, are we using list or set? Are we using list or set? Let me see. Yeah, we are using set. Okay. Dot index, is it I think item something element at, yeah, element at, then we specify the index. Yeah, so that is that. Now the next thing we want to do is that inside of this build tile, we will take another field which is going to be called the index field, right? So let's have an int index. Yeah, and then in here we can just add the index. Yeah, so we would use this index to specify to decide the button that we want to show, right? So we're going to use the index to decide what we want to show. So we have this, right? Oh no, we have this, and then we have this. Yeah, so let's take one off and then have one. Yeah, so what we are going to do is that in front of this child, we will check if the index, right, is equal to 0. If the index is equal to 0, then I think that should mean like we are yet to leave a review, right? Else we just show this. let's do this. Yeah, so if the index is 0, then that means we are yet to leave a review, else we show this. So let's rerun, and then now you see we have this and this. Yeah, so this will do nothing. It's just showing the review that we left, and this is basically giving us a chance to leave a review, as you can see. Yeah, so guys, that is that with this screens as well. That is that with my orders screen. That is that with my orders screen. Yeah, now we have a few more screens to go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 more screens to go. As for this is just a pop-up. Yeah, I'm on MacBook. This is just a dialog, so it's not something to worry about. It's not a new screen. We will do this dialog in the next episode, then we are going to just continue with the rest of these screens, right? Yeah, so guys, that is that for episode 16. That is that for episode 16, and it's good having you all on board. It's good having you pass through, and it's good having you watch all the way up to this section. If you are here and you haven't subscribed yet, I would want you to click on that button, subscribe, because this is the only channel. Yeah, you can tell for yourself that this is the only channel where we code and explain exactly everything that we are doing, line by line, code by code, step by step. All right, this is the, like, you get it here, everything you get the real world coding experience here. Yeah, so if you are not subscribed, if you haven't subscribed yet, then I don't know what other sign you want to see, but yeah, this is a sign for you to subscribe and be connected so that we can build more of these items. Yeah, so guys, thank you very much for sticking through all the way to this point. We have about 4 or 5 more screens to go. You don't want to miss out on them, and you don't want to be left alone. So yeah, drop that subscription, drop that like, and also leave a comment as we build together. So yeah, our time is up, our 2 hours is up, and then that is where the normal human concentration ends. So we can just leave it here and continue with episode 17 in the next live session. Yeah, so thank you, and I'll see you. Don't forget to drink water, eat well, and code more.